Hey YouTube, for those of you who have been watching my channel, I'm usually not in a bad mood for any reason, and I try to be, optimistic about things. Over the years, I think I've figured it out one day. I think I owned 57 brand new Chevy trucks for various reasons. I was in business for a while and I bought a lot of trucks and things, but the other day, this 2002, which you can see is in nice shape. I mean, the truck is very well kept. However, of course I got to wash it now that I was working on it, but the thing is underneath the frame of the truck, right under the door, is where the ABS manifold rests, and it's on the inside of the frame, okay? But the brake lines come up over top of the frame. They run underneath the truck right here, come up behind the plastic wheel well, okay, and then up to the brake master cylinder inside the thing. And what this video is about is, years ago, and it's probably before a lot of you guys' time, I'm not that old, and I know there's a lot of older guys look at my video, but if you guys remember, do you remember when we used to get old cars, like 40s, 50s, and 60s, and even into the 70s, the mufflers and tailpipes, we were forever changing them. You couldn't buy a good one because they were made out of tin or some kind of cheap metal. So what I'm pointing at here is they've changed that. And over the years, like this 2002, I don't think I'll ever need a new exhaust system. My 89 that I have out there with the plow on it, I've rebuilt the truck twice and I haven't had to do anything with the exhaust system except the minor, adjustments. The 2006, no exhaust system. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that sometimes there's a problem with exhaust, but it's never that major like it used to be. And they were a pain to fix because they were selling parts back in the day that fit the car exactly. And the problem with that is, they put the muffler on there when the body wasn't on the car. And when we tried to put the muffler and tailpipe in, you had to jack up the car, stretch the springs, do this, do that, trying to get the muffler on. Well, now we're at the brakes. So they've improved the mufflers and the tailpipe system, the exhaust system. What I want Chevy to do, and this is the rant part of this, look, this is the brake line. I cut it off about 2 inches shy of the master cylinder. And for all intents and purposes, it looks pretty good yet. Now this is 2002, so what are we? 17, 16, 15 years old this truck is, okay? And the brake line is good up inside where it's protected. But where this line goes underneath the truck, it comes out from under the plastic wheel well and goes underneath the truck and then over top of the frame to attach to the manifold that goes to the ABS. This is nonsense. This, I feel that the Chevy, Ford, and all of them, Dodge, I don't care who they are, they should be held responsible for these brake lines. Seriously, I mean, I can change brake lines, I have all the tools, it's not a big deal, but here's the problem with it. The other day I was driving this truck, I'm coming back from Walmart to step on the brake to turn onto my road, and all of a sudden the pedal, just as I slowed down, dropped to the floor because a little hole came into this brake line. And the worst part about this is, first of all, they designed it so that the snow and crap from the tire kicks up and hits the brake lines and cakes up in there. So it's caused to, it gives it a problem. How about instead of spending $500 or $1,000 for ABS, or not ABS, Bluetooth. Instead of putting Bluetooth in a car, which I know a lot of you people would like, and I'm all for computers, don't get me wrong, that's why I'm on this thing. But, you know what, why don't we put $500 extra into the brake lines and leave the Bluetooth somewhere else? Because I gotta tell you, we should be having stainless steel brake lines or copper nickel brake lines, something that's not going to rust. And I feel that after all these years that Chevy has been making cars, Ford has been making cars, Dodge has been making cars, I think it's time for you engineers and you freaking manufacturers of automobiles, make these brake lines so they never freaking rust. And then there should be a law passed that if they do rust, you have to fix them. I don't care how long the car or how old the car is, okay? Because the brakes are very important on a car. Yes, you have a secondary system. I lost the brakes in, well actually I lost the brakes from the master cylinder to the ABS, which caused the whole brake system to lose the fluid as I tried to get home with the vehicle, which wasn't a good one. Now sometimes if you lose a wheel cylinder, you'll still have brakes in either the rear or the front, depending upon what it's from. But seriously, anybody who's out there that, if you're listening to these videos and you have anything at all to do with engineering of mechanical stuff for cars, it's time to put brake lines on cars that do not rust. Period. I don't care what you make them out of. Just make them so they don't rust. It's ridiculous. And, I replaced the one that was broken, and I don't know if you can see underneath her, but there's a whole crap load of other ones that need to be replaced. So I think there's 6 lines going to that altogether. 2 from the master cylinder and then 4 from the wheels. So I don't mind for replacing them. However, on this truck, to replace the brakes properly, you have to take the wheel off, jack the truck up, take the body mount off, the one that's right here, the cab mount. Take that off. Take the inner fender well off, okay? So that you can slide the brake lines out from where they go over the frame. If you're only replacing one, you probably don't have to take the cab mount off, but otherwise you should take the cab mount off. Support the freaking cab so you can get these brake lines in. And these union workers, they cry about all kinds of crap in their money, but yet they're over there putting these brake lines on when the body's off the car. I don't want to hear your freaking crap. You know what I mean? This is America. Get used to working for a living. The point is we need to have these brake lines fixed. Better material. Better steel. Okay? I mean, Ford's talking about body work. I'll tell you what, I'd rather have the fenders fall off than the brake lines go. It's really a pain in the butt to have that happening. So, anyway, that's my rant. The good part is that I finally got my baby in the garage and out of the snow, and I have my other baby bundled up for the winter, and I'm trying to clean up my garage. I have stuff all over the place here, and I need to get caught up with all the little things I was doing. I mean, my workbench is a disaster. Look at this. I got to put some of these tools away, clean up this thing from fixing the brakes, whatever. And Bullseye's been throwing crap all over the floor. Obviously, this used to be a bracket on my truck. He took it and made it his. I was using a piece of wet linen to wipe down the wall where he ate a hole through it so that I could primer it. Well, you can see he claimed that. Didn't ya? Huh? Alright guys, I've ranted enough. I gotta get back to cleaning my garage. Okay, have a good one. I'll talk to you later. And get those engineers to put some kind of better metal into brake lines. It's time. You did it for mufflers, do it for brakes. Bye.